Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Marauders Guild. This is Logan, and we're doing a first of its kind video here on the channel. We're doing a Q&A video. Why? Because we're celebrating the Marauders Guild notching 2,000 subscribers. That's right, we hit 2,000 just about a week ago, if not just a little bit over that. And I am incredibly honored and thankful for everybody who is taking time out of their day to enjoy the content that I make for all of you. I mean, it has been a real blast, especially these last couple of months, given everything that's happening, to kind of take us away from it all and enjoy Star Wars and many other things over the course of the years in the progress. So, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for being a part of this journey, and thank you all for submitting your questions for this Q&A video. We're going to be covering a few of them here today. I'm going to try to get to all of them and answer them to the best of my ability. So we have a few questions to go through. As I said, they might be pertaining to the channel, how it operates, and they also might pertain to just my love of Star Wars. So we're going to start with Hasbrap, who's asked a few questions here. We're going to cover some of them. First one is, who is your favorite Star Wars character? That's going to be kind of a long-winded answer, so I'm going to try to answer it the best I can. I kind of like to diverge it between my favorite live action character, my favorite animation character, and my favorite video game character, because as you know, Star Wars also has a large plethora of video game original characters. When it comes to the movies or live action, my favorite character has turned out to be Suit Vader. Especially him in episode 5. Episode 5 is my favorite movie. I believe someone might have asked that. I'm not entirely sure, but if you did, there's your answer for that question. But episode 5 is one of my favorite movies, and just seeing Vader in that movie, you think it's like a kind of a one trick kind of deal, but you can see him go through a lot of emotions himself, just as Luke did. And just him in general over the course of the original trilogy, Vader just exuded this aura, and it was a different aura each movie. You can go back and watch it, and 4 is this like dark, menacing, like he's not shaken kind of idea. In 5, you can see there's a crack. He's menacing, but you're starting to see that father in him come out some. I mean, he still does some evil things. He still cuts off Luke's hand, but you can tell there's something in him that's drawing him to Luke for more than just evil purposes or the word of his master, Darth Sidious. And then in 6, obviously, that's where you see the true conflict within him. Everything that he had been holding down is finally coming out in episode 6. So that's why Vader is my favorite live action character. Animation, it is a bit tricky because in some regards, Ahsoka is my favorite live action character just because of the sheer amount of storytelling around her. But then Grand Admiral Thrawn is one of my favorite animation characters. I know he debuted in the novels some time ago thanks to Timothy Zahn, but canon, his introduction is Star Wars Rebels, and they used him perfectly. I absolutely adore Grand Admiral Thrawn. Love goes deep for that character. But yeah, and in video games, Starkiller is my favorite character for obvious reasons. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed holds a very special place in my heart. Actually came out on my birthday in 2008, so that was another good treat for me as well. So that answers that question. Bit long-winded, but that's who my favorite Star Wars characters are. I know you asked for one, but you got a full course meal there. Let's go to another one of your questions since we have it up here. It says, if you could alter one thing from the Star Wars universe, what would it be? And I'm going to answer this question because I know what it is, and it's going to lead into the next question here. The one thing I would alter is Kylo Ren staying Kylo Ren. I do not believe the redemption arc was there for Ben Solo to return. I know a lot of people did want Ben Solo back. I personally did not. I'm gonna explain it the way I see it. And episode 8, Last Jedi, when he kills Supreme Leader Snoke, some people see that as him kind of reconnecting to what Ben Solo is. I didn't see it as that. When you watch that moment and then you watch the moments afterwards, it's not him, reattaching to Ben Solo. It's him taking control of Kylo Ren for himself, because Kylo Ren still answered to Supreme Leader Snoke. In that moment, he's not looking for Ben Solo. He's looking for complete utter control over Kylo Ren, over himself. Snoke still had the chains and he severed them in The Last Jedi. And the best evident thing is when he goes to Rey, he doesn't go to Rey asking to join her. If he did that, he would have been Ben Solo. He was Kylo Ren and told Rey to join him. That's evident that Ben Solo was not within him. He had forgotten about that aspect of his life. And I firmly believe that in The Rise of Skywalker, whatever the original script was, I think it was called The Duel of Fates, where he did not become redeemed. That's the Kylo that I logically saw after The Last Jedi. There was no redemption arc there. I just don't think that he should have been redeemed. I'm not saying that, I wholeheartely hated the idea that Ben Solo came back, but if there was one thing I would change, would alter in the Star Wars universe, it's Ben Solo's redemption. I think that shouldn't have happened, and Kylo should have remained Supreme Leader Kylo as he would have been for the following film. So, the reason I say that's going to be a leeway into the next question here, we have a question from IDC Gaming who asked, what is your opinion on the sequel trilogy, and does it make you reevaluate the prequel trilogy? If so, in what way? So as I said, the sequel trilogy made a choice that I really didn't agree with. But overall, did I hate the sequel trilogy? No. I still enjoyed the story that was told, for the most part. I still enjoyed watching each film for what it did. But do I like it more than previous films? Absolutely not. Force Awakens obviously was the bright spot. Great groundwork for what could have been a great trilogy. Last Jedi had some hiccups, but I'm not going to say I hated Last Jedi. I still like The Last Jedi. Made choices I didn't agree with, but in the end, it was a great build for what could have been a home run in ending the trilogy. However, that home run did not come to fruition. Rise of Skywalker really stunted it, kind of ignored The Last Jedi as we all have come to see, and didn't really sell on everything that could have been, like I said, the ending to a truly strong Star Wars story. But in that way, does it make me look at the prequel trilogy a bit differently? I'm assuming you're coming from the basis of, the Sith still being alive and things of that variety, and Rey's ability and how she might be the new chosen one. Honestly, no. When I look at it, I don't see the sequel trilogy altering the prequel trilogy in any way. I didn't think about, oh man, this makes me like episode 1 or 2 a lot more. Like, it didn't really hit me like that, because even though they're all connected, which they are because it is Star Wars, I still have this tick in me that separates them. Unless we know that they were made during different times and different ideas were swirling at that moment. So I can't connect them based on how they're made. But obviously the whole story is still connected, but it does not alter my view of the prequels. I love all Star Wars trilogies to death. I love them all. I love them for what they did to the Star Wars universe. And there were things I disagree with in pretty much every trilogy. There's at least one thing I wish could have gone differently. I think everyone has that. It just so happens that the sequel trilogy is where you're gonna get most of the things you wish would have went differently. But does that destroy it? Absolutely not. So that is my opinion on the sequel trilogy. I still like it. Is it my favorite trilogy out of all that's been done? No. Do I hate it? No. So yeah, that's my opinion on the sequel trilogy. But we're gonna get back into some more questions here in a second. I have a question from, I'm sorry if I messed this up, but Abhishar Gupta, who asks, can you continue the What If Vader Realized Leia Was His Daughter series? We're gonna split that question, and I'm gonna add something to it. If you don't know on the channel, which you probably do if you've been here for past 4 or 5 years now, I really love to do what ifs, or I rebranded them now as Star Wars Altered History. These what ifs are peeks into the Star Wars universe and just changing one thing and seeing how that would affect Star Wars as a whole. Now, with that, I have to admit there are two what ifs that went undone. One of those is what if Leia's daughter, what if Vader recognized Leia as his daughter, and the other one is what if the Galactic Empire won the Galactic Civil War. The reason both of those were stopped are two completely different reasons. The Empire one mostly got stopped because I had a lot of things going on at the time of writing that, so I just never really had the time to sit down, write it, and record it, and then edit it and put it all together. That's why those episodes are also really short. That series is short overall. I really didn't have the time to really put that together and make it everything. The Vader and Leia what if, that has a different reason as to why it's been stopped. After thinking about the overall story, it felt like a repeat of the what if Luke went to the Imperial Academy, which is the first what if I ever did. It was a 10-part series. And the Leia one, with everything I was thinking, it was like, this is just going to become a repeat of that one, except Leia's in Luke's position and vice versa. So the odds of the Leia series, I'm sorry to say it, being brought back aren't that high. Are they a zero? Absolutely not. I probably will figure something out. And even if you have an idea of where it should go, tell me in the comment section below, and I'll try to make something of it. But as of right now, the Leia Vader series is not a priority. After I finish the Thrawn series, I am very much thinking about going into the Empire series again and finishing that out. That I have more time, and I know where I wanted to take that series as well. So that's where it stands on those what ifs. If you got any questions about what happened to those what ifs, I hope that just answered it there. But let's get into some more questions. We have one from Will DeMarco who asks, for a future Star Wars altered history, if you were taking suggestions, can you do what if Qui-Gon survived and trained Anakin Skywalker? Take care. Congratulations on 2,000 subscribers. Thank you, Will DeMarco, for that. Firstly, it is a huge honor, and thank you for joining the Marauders Guild. And about that Star Wars altered history, I can certainly do that. One of the things I want to stress about these series is some of the ideas are something I come up with, but a lot of the ideas are what you guys come up with. I take your suggestions. A lot of the what ifs have been done because you guys suggested them. The what if Luke returned with Rey, the what if Anakin didn't kill Count Dooku, things like that. Those ideas came from all of you. I rarely come up with something on my own. I mean, the Thrawn series was something I came up with because it was just something that stuck with me after finishing Star Wars Rebels. Is what if Thrawn actually won? How would the galaxy be different? I very much take your suggestions into heart and have planned and written some what ifs based on what you guys have said. Will they see the light of day? That remains to be seen. But if you have ideas, shoot them to me. Tell me in the comment sections, not just on this video, but every video. Because guess what? I read every comment. I see them. They go straight to my phone. I could be walking down the street and see one of your comments right then and there. So, just if you have an idea, shoot it to me. Don't be afraid to say it, because you might be wondering, oh, what if someone else has already suggested it? Guess what? I will still include you in the intro. You'll still get a shout out for suggesting this what if or the Star Wars altered history. So just do it. You never know what might happen. You might see your altered history idea appear here on the channel. Does that mean it will be as long as all the others? That's a different question as well, because sometimes I decide to do one-off episodes depending on the idea, and then sometimes I might turn it into an entire series. There have been one-off episodes, there have been extended series, so that's another question altogether. But like I said, if you have an idea, shoot it to me. I mean, just give it out there, and I will definitely do my best to get into it. So I think we're going to answer one more question here. We have one more from Hasbroff. I probably should have gotten to this earlier, but we're going to answer it now. It is, what inspires you to do YouTube? That is a crazy question to ask. So if you've been part of Marauders Guild from the very beginning, my first official YouTube video where I had like a base topic was probably 2015, 2016. It was a long time. I was still in high school at the time. Back then I was doing Star Wars, Marvel, and WWE. Then the channel slowly started to mold into just Star Wars and Marvel. Then it started to become just Star Wars. What inspired me to do it was Star Wars. That's why the channel became a mostly Star Wars channel. I just had so much going on in 2015 concerning Star Wars. As you know, Force Awakens was getting ready to drop. Rogue One had already been announced for the following year. So it became a thing of, man, there's so much Star Wars. I want to get my voice out here. And the reason I did the other things because I had the idea of I wanted to be a channel that was much more diverse. But then things started to happen with these other things I was doing, and I was like, it's no fun making videos for this, or there's too many hurdles I have to jump through to get this video uploaded. But with Star Wars, everything seemed to flow more easily. And I've tried to insert Marvel back in here and there. There was a time period where I tried to get Spider-Man back on the channel. When I had that game, and kind of got something. I even started another channel, but I just don't have it in me to go back to it because Star Wars is the only thing I can consistently create and feel good about it, if that makes sense, you know. But yeah, that's been my inspiration behind doing YouTube. That's been, you know, the driving factor is just getting my voice out there when it comes to Star Wars. I love it more than anything. It is my favorite fandom to be a part of. It's been a huge just blessing and great opportunity to talk to other YouTubers. There was a time I worked with Star Wars Speculation, and that was awesome. I got to work on a video with him. That was my first collaboration, my only collaboration. But I definitely would like to do more collaborations. I mean, it's just so great being a part of the Star Wars community like this. And it's so great that having you guys who tune in to watch these videos and comment and enjoy them, you know, seeing the reception on my what ifs grow over the past couple months really have been phenomenal. Being a part of the cinematic captures video thanking Battlefront 2 because I absolutely adore that game. So being a part of that and having Dice hear my voice, um, along with the other Battlefront fans and other Battlefront YouTubers, was just phenomenal. So just that's my inspiration, you know, just this continued love of Star Wars, the community, everything. That's what inspires me to do YouTube, even still to this day. That's why I keep coming back and trying to get something going on a steady basis. And I think as of recently, I've done that. I feel like I have. Some people might say I haven't, but I feel like I have. Let me have this moment too. It is 2,000 scraps. Let me have some fun. But that's all the questions I really want to cover today. Yeah, that's gonna be about it. I've rambled on for about 18 minutes now. Um, so just thank everyone for tuning in for this video. Thank everyone for subscribing to the Marauders Guild, and just thanks for being a part of this crazy journey with me. It has been a really awesome past couple of months with everyone that has been joining and everyone that's been here for a while. You know, I love your continued support. I can't forget about you guys. I cannot. That's why I keep coming back, and this is why I'm going to try to stay this time around. We're gonna go to distance this time, but yeah. So thank everybody. We'll be probably doing more Q&As because this was really fun to just sit down and give you guys a peek into my mind, into how I think and what happens behind the scenes on the Marauders Guild. I never had a time to talk about making these altered histories and these past what ifs on the channel. So yeah, actually, let me run this by you guys before I round out this video. So when I finish the altered history for Star Wars Thrawn, I want to know, do you guys want to see behind the scenes? Kind of. It won't be like some crazy over the top thing. It'll be mostly just me talking and telling you guys the thought process behind making each episode. It'll be kind of podcasty, but it might be fun and it might inspire some of you to write your own stories or even get into this field or inspire you to give more ideas, which guess what? Like I said earlier, if you have an idea for an alternate history, drop it. Give it to me, please. I ask you. It is not going to be ignored. It will be heard. Trust me. And yeah, that'll be about it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Marauders Guild to get more content just like this. And until the next time, may the force of others be with you.